I ever wrong about my man, LeBron James? Silly me, I predicted MVP for LeBron tonight as he returned to his old stomping grounds in Cleveland. The kid from Ohio, I thought he'd be the walk-away, run-away, cakewalky MVP of his game back in his place. And no, I was wrong. I said 36 points, 12 rebounds, 6, 7 assists. Got upstaged twice during halftime and then during the second half of the basketball game. At halftime, they announced, as you know, the all-time 75 greatest players in NBA 75-year history. And I knew what was coming. And the GOAT came. Not the phony GOAT, not LeBron. I never thought I'd see the night LeBron James got upstaged in his own house by the real king, by Michael Jeffrey Jordan, who looked like he could still play. What a grand entrance for the legend of legends. Brought the house down. What a great halftime show. It was too long for a halftime. I didn't care. I just got lost in it. Legend after legend after legend, leading to the crescendo. Michael Jeffrey Jordan upstaging LeBron in his house. I loved it. I didn't love the second half because Steph got hot. No human can get hotter than Steph can. Maybe Clay on occasion. But especially in regular season games and an all-star game, nobody can get as hot as Steph. And he got crazy go nuts hot, as he's wont to do when it doesn't really matter. No superstar can go colder than Steph can in huge playoff games. Look hard at his resume. There are way too many times when he's come up even smaller in a big playoff game than he is at about 6'3". See the games against Toronto and Kawhi. See the missed walk-offs. And obviously, just look hard, if you will. I don't have time to get into it right here, right now. But I dare you. I ask you. I beseech you to go look at what happened. Games 5, 6, and 7, 2016 finals versus LeBron. In fact, Steph handed LeBron James his fourth and final ring. LeBron's not going to win another one. You know it and I know it. The way these Lakers are headed. I don't know, maybe he'll go somewhere else and latch on and get a fifth one going along for the ride, but I doubt it. Wants to play with Bronny. Is it going to be Oklahoma City because they have 4 picks in the Bronny draft? I don't know. It's like LeBron's lobbying to get Bronny drafted in the first round and get him paid, and then LeBron will fade into the sunset. But the point is, compliments of Steph Curry in his disappearing act in games 5, 6, and 7 of 2016, LeBron got his fourth and final ring. Now, I'll give you this. LeBron did hit the final shot tonight. I guess you could call it an asterisk walk-off shot. You know and I know he still doesn't have the clutch gene, just wasn't born with it. But in this case, it was right on time. It was silver platter for LeBron, who often runs from the late game free throw line, to know this isn't a free throw situation. They don't call fouls in these games. Very little defense was played until the end. But LeBron did call for the ball because he knew what was happening in this new modified format. Target score was 163. They were already up, Team LeBron, 161 to 160. So to get to 163, somebody had to make a 2-point shot. LeBron called for the ball, and he shot his new patented MJ-like fadeaway, and he made it. Way to go, LeBron. It was a great exclamation point for what was actually a shockingly quiet night for LeBron. I didn't see much pep in his step. I don't know. Maybe his knee's bothering him. Maybe he's just starting to show some age. Maybe he's just a little out of gas. He mostly went along for the ride tonight. More assisting, more passing, more deferring. But he called for the ball, and he made the last shot because he knew if he missed it, it didn't really matter. They were still going to win the game, almost certainly. But it capped off with an exclamation point a very disappointing night in my eyes for LeBron that I predicted would be MVP. And by the way, I should have known. He gave us his fairly routine 2 for 11 from 3. How many times do we see that? I'll say it again. He is a lousy three-point shooter, and he's an even worse free throw shooter. They're called free throws. LeBron, free throws. Just pathetic from both the three-point line and the free throw line, disqualifying him once again from being the GOAT. Who would even have that discussion except the guy who sits across from me on Undisputed, Shannon Sharp. So in the end, a fairly disappointing night for LeBron, capped off by a shot that maybe saved the night, but it didn't belong to LeBron. It belonged to Michael, and then it belonged to Steph. And in the end, it belonged to us. It was still a great night. I know they didn't play much defense, but what a great halftime presentation that was for anybody who cares anything about basketball, and I live for it. Good night.
I feel it in my bones, even when I'm alone. Almost said I told you so, going down different roads.